so impressive on their return to the top flight last term. Juggle their commitments effectively. Tomori immediately being put under pressure by Raul Jimenez. Goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, Figaro looking to run that out there, but there's no pace on the ball, and I think the grass is quite long out there, and it just sort of stuck in the ground for him, but eventually got the deflection for a goal kick.
Jimenez had a terrific start to the season. 8 goals already in all competitions for him. He's been playing with a broken wrist. You can see the strapping on it. Porto's manager's had that for the last 6 months. Abraham well up to win the header, looking for his mate Mason. Back on halfway, moving on to it nicely and finding Ruben Neves. There's kind of Cody, not much of an English influence in this Wolves team, but Cody, the captain, very much that. Maybe considering himself unlucky not to have been in the England squad, actually. Here's Abraham. Getting some stick because, of course, he was an Aston Villa player last season.
Yeah, they don't forget easily, the Wolves fans. He's just playing up the road, as you say.
Great success, 26 goals he got for Wolves' big rivals. A lot of trust being placed again in Fikayo Tomori.
Yeah, very much so. It's as we expected as well, by the way, with the team shape. Obviously, Christensen playing in the centre of Tony Rudiger and Fikayo Tomori on the left-hand side. But Tomori, another vote of confidence for him. I thought he did okay against in his last game against Sheffield United, and obviously gets the position again today.
There is Rudiger. Old Trafford in April, the last time we saw him with the first team. Alonso, he's going to have his hands full with Adama Traore today. First opportunity 2 minutes in for Chelsea to put a few passes together and just feel their way into the game. Shape on that pass from Rudiger, just a little touch took it away from Abraham, who will keep the pressure on Cody.
Yeah, they will try and play out from the back. Important we squeeze up, see Mouse and Mate getting really tight there on Vallejo, but Wolves very confident on the ball. And obviously they try and, as I said, play up from the back, and on this occasion done it very successfully.
Saturday game of the season for them today. Chelsea trying to make a nuisance of himself, and he's managed to take it off. Rudiger can't get past Azpilicueta though. Mendonca. Neves. Spreading it wide. Traore, plenty of pace. Sometimes his crossing's not the best. That almost found its way to Jimenez. Clearance wasn't great. Mendonca trying to get something on it. Good strength in the challenge from Mason Mount.
Well, great strength and awareness to actually see the ball come back there and get in front of the Wolves players. He's looking to pull the trigger. Again, Traore, that half a yard of pace took him past Marcos Alonso on that left-hand side. But as you rightly said in commentary, the final ball isn't always the best.
Finding Azpilicueta, Abraham making his move. It's over him toward Mount. Skip past him as well. Alonso will try and recycle it. That's the ground. Nobody really appealing for anything, and in the end it's Wolves who get the free kick.
Strange position again for Adama Traore today. I mean, obviously we've seen about his pace in the final third, but on that occasion fell asleep when the ball came to him. Alonso just nipped the ball off of him, tried to get the ball in the box, but eventually give a free kick away. But I think if you're going to exploit him, it'll be going the other way defensively today.
It was all about Chelsea. Actually played against the Blues for Porto way back in the 04-05 Champions League group stage. Great atmosphere inside the Monaco's there. Generally, always is. There's Neves. Quite able to jump higher than Johnny. Sending somebody back to his goalkeeper, Rui Patricia. In their first 4 league games, Wolves, the last 4 times that's happened to them in the top flight, they've ended up being relegated. I don't think that's much of a concern for them this time round.
I don't think it is, Matt, but I just think also, when you get them first 3 points on the board, it is a sigh of relief, and the sooner they do that, the better, because you don't want to get dragged into them areas. As I said earlier, they were looking to be in the top 7, 8 teams, and to be where they are at the moment and not have a victory isn't where they expected to be.
Being boxed in by Alonso and Kovacic. Ended that well, Marcos Alonso. He's trying to help it on though. Shuttle will pick up the scraps. Traore rounds his man this time. Mourinho trying to keep the pressure on. Kovacic did well.
That's 2 or 3 times now he's been one-on-one with Marcos Alonso. I think you've got to double team him over there. I think you've got to sort of negate that space in behind. Let Alonso give himself a yard and maybe attacking from the other side. Kovacic or Mason Mount has to go back and give him some help there.
They're under pressure. Good clearance because of that. Should be a foul on William. Graham Scott waited a second.
It wasn't the greatest ball to William there, but I think he bought the free kick there. He saw the challenge coming from behind and just literally accepted it and fell over.
January 2012, and he scored in the final minute to give Chelsea a win here.
I think you'll spend the season saying Frank Lampard scored a winner at most grounds, Matt. I mean, he's absolutely phenomenal from that midfield area.
They're asking Abraham to chase. He got his head to it. Says gives it back to Vallejo. For the season for Real Madrid, Jesus Vallejo.
I have to say I like that matchup. I think if the ball is correct to Tammy Abraham, I think he can outmuscle Conor Cody. Conor Cody was a fullback at Liverpool in the early days. I know he's adjusted really well to that sweeper role and obviously captains the side, but I think if there's a weakness there, maybe the physicality, and I think Tammy can get the better of that battle if there's better balls played up to him.
Scored against Johnny, those two sometime Spain teammates. Actually won the Under-19 Euros back in 2012 with Kepa in goal, did Johnny. Here's Kovacic. Couldn't go away with Croatia because of a nagging injury, which he is now over. Tomori, just his second Premier League start today. Tight to the touchline, looking for the run of Mount. Just about stayed in play. Wants to have a run at Vallejo. Alonso hadn't read his intention.
And it was a shame because there was actually a good ball from Mason Mount. Alonso started the run, then stopped halfway through and made the pass look a poor one. But I could see what Mason Mount was trying there. But even then, Vallejo panicked and it's gone off for a throw.
Jorginho, nicely done. Mount looking to return it to him. There's Jorginho again. Usually inaccurate pass that time. It's a good press from Wolves, but Frank Lampard will be quite happy with the way Chelsea are keeping the ball.
Yeah, they look comfortable. I mean, Wolves are closing them down, as you say, high up the pitch, but Chelsea worked their way out of it nicely. Jorginho now sprays the ball, and it's a great bit of play on this right-hand side.
Tomori, by the goalkeeper, tested in the opening 10 minutes as of yet. Good run that from Kovacic, managed to get it out to Azpilicueta. In by Jorginho, too much on it.
Yeah, it was slightly too much. It hit into a great area, just overhit. That was his problem there. Good run initially from Kovacic, drove at that back four of Wolves, but thought he might shape up to have a shot, decided to pass it.
clear yesterday that Wolves will be a threat to Chelsea's place in the top 4, top 6 this season. Frank Lampard saying a cluster of clubs hoping to disrupt the established elite this season.
Yeah, I think there's 3 in particular talked about, wasn't there? I mentioned Wolves earlier, and I think Leicester were put in that frame as well with Brendan Rodgers gone there. And I think Everton, obviously underachievers in the past few years, but obviously think they got a chance of breaking into the top echelon of football. So, as I said, a lot of teams striving to get where Chelsea are at the moment. But looking at Wolves at the start of the season, as I said, is not what they expected.
But it's a difficult dilemma, but you kind of think, if you're Wolves, you don't write off this season in the Premier League. Obviously, you want to finish as high as you can, but if you end up 14th and get into the Europa League quarter-final, or you get a really big tie in that, then you worked so hard last season to try and get in the Europa League. You don't want to be trying to get out of it at the first possible opportunity.
No, I mean, I don't think, as I said, you want to be playing in the middle of July in qualifiers, but that's unfortunately as it works out. But no, you're right. I think that they'll strive to be as high as they can in the Premiership, but hopefully put a trophy on the board, because I think that's what the manager will want as well.
Very ambitious boardroom here at Wolves these days.
And you've got to say, they've backed the manager and whoever it is buying the players, because they spent a lot of money on good quality. You look at their front two, I think they match up against a lot of front twos in the division, and I like the midfield two of Neves and Moutinho. I think they're both very, very clever players. So I think they've backed the manager with certainly the board with their finances.
Amori. I was expecting an all-action blockbuster start to this game. It's not happened yet.
No, I mean, both teams, the shapes are sort of cutting each other out. I mean, you've seen on the right-hand side for Wolves a few problems caused by Traore and his pace, but the final ball's been poor. But apart from that, neither keeper's been tested, and they're still trying to find a way to break each other down. And at the moment, it's Wolves just getting the better of it, I think, possession-wise.
Moutinho. Jimenez into Jota. Crowd appreciated that. Here's Johnny. As someone once said. Now Jota's pulled back.
Done really well there. Again, Mason Mount coming back. I said earlier maybe he should help Alonso on a couple of occasions, though he's been on the edge of the box and cleared real dangerous situations. And again, it's Wolves' lovely little one-touch football that got him in on that back four. The final ball eventually gets played to the edge of the box, but I said good awareness from Mason Mount to cut out any danger.
Coutinho can't link up with Jota that time. Huge up and under. Both their home games in the league 1-1 so far. Wolves against Man United and Burnley, and they were lucky to get a point against Burnley. Very late equaliser here. Chelsea won one, lost one on the road so far. Donker made his debut in this fixture last season for Wolves, the Belgian. His 9th cap for his country against Scotland in midweek.
He just stretched his legs in that one. That was a stroll for him, wasn't it? So he wouldn't have exerted himself on, was it Wednesday night? I think Tuesday night. Good play from Mason. Good turn there again, but possession's lost, and again it's an opportunity for Wolves to get it forward. And lucky enough, I think the striker Jimenez was offside there, so didn't chase it down. But it's very scrappy. 14 minutes in, no one's really putting their foot on the ball. As I said, possession stats may say Wolves are getting more of it, but they're not really doing anything with it apart from perhaps Traore on that right-hand side.
Going long. Abraham doing well again. Here's Willian. So trying to find some space left side. Kovacic has come infield instead. Christensen. Rudiger crossing halfway. Might turn into a good bad one.
I'm not sure he actually meant that. I think he saw the run of Tammy Abraham there, who sort of pulled out into an area beyond Connor Cody, and I think that's where he was aiming, but overhit the pass, and fortunately it fell to Alonso at the far stick.
Willian. Well, it's clever into Alonso, just didn't quite read the run of the ball, and Vallejo was able to get it clear.
Yeah, very alert for defending from Vallejo. It was a great little ball dinked into Marcus Alonso there by Willian, perhaps just half a yard overhit, which gives the defender a chance to come across and nip it off of him, but better movement down that left-hand side for Chelsea.
Okay, Willian to take over. Alonso blocked off by Traoré, but he challenged the right side of the law according to the referee.
Yeah, I think that's good defending. He saw the run of Alonso, just blocked him off there, made sure he couldn't get on the end of the pass from Jorginho. But a little bit brighter in that final third from Chelsea, although again we haven't tested Rui Patricio.
A good record against the established top six Wolves. They lost 4 of 13 against them since they were promoted last year. 4 points off Chelsea last season. Jorginho. Get the pass right to Alonso. Vallejo got lucky with that one off Abraham. Putting the pressure on Cody. They'll just sweep it out to Roman Saïs.
Great closing down there from Jorginho. He got really tight to Johnny on this left-hand side. Couldn't get the ball away from him, and he ended up winning possession. And it's not something you associate with Jorginho, the actual closing down in them sort of areas, but did really well there.
N'Golo Kante today, ankle problem. She should be okay for midweek, fingers crossed. And Chelsea get their Champions League campaign underway against Valencia at the Bridge. Some extra responsibility in terms of defensive work for this man, Kovacic, and for Jorginho.
Yeah, there's plenty of games coming up thick and fast now. The Champions League started, great little dink it behind. Oh, just overhit. I mean, the space was there. That's actually a poor ball from Jorginho. You can see Willian's frustration there. There was plenty of space for him to hit it into, and just overhit the pass. Good news for Frank and Jody is last night 2 of the younger boys came through with flying colours in Callum Hudson-Odoi and Reece James. Both played a part in the PL2 game, so that will give the squad a boost.
Throw in fully fit Kante and Rudiger, and it looks like a very different Chelsea squad in terms of its depth, and even Loftus-Cheek to come back at some point too.
Yeah, Williams just caught Raul Jimenez there as he's turned. A definite free kick, but nothing more than that. I think we need to get that little man on the ball a lot more, Matt. You know, Willian. I mean, he needs to pick up the mantle of a certain Mr. Eden Hazard, and someone needs to be the leader out there, and someone we can go to. And I think Willian obviously hasn't played a lot of games this year, but he needs to get on the ball and really create for us.
Touch came off Traoré. That'll be a corner if it goes. It has. Everything about Traoré is quick, even when the ball spins off his boot.
He wasn't quick enough to catch it, which was the bonus we had, yeah.
Abraham looking to sniff out a goal. Vast majority of his goals in his career have come from inside the box, only a couple from outside actually. Mount again the man to take it, even though Willian's on the field today. Tony Rudiger always a threat from these kind of situations. It's in towards Rudiger, who helped it
on
on.
the near post.
And it grazed the side netting on its way through. Last touch was off a Wolves man.
It was, yeah. It was a great ball in. I mean, it looks like a poor ball, but I think this is a planned set piece here. And Tony Rudiger makes a great run to the near post. He just catches Ain't Traore on the leg as it's going towards the goal and goes off for another corner.
Centric again. And deeper this time. Away.
One of our boys ends up in the back of the net. It's Fikayo Tomori. We need to make sure he recognise that. Good defending from Azpilicueta.
Well, finally something to talk about in terms of goal-mouth action. He may be wanting a bit more from his team. It is difficult, isn't it, though, for managers? I mean, some of these players will have got back Thursday, maybe even Friday, from all corners of the globe. It's tough to then say get yourself up and ready for a game on Saturday at 3 o'clock and know the plan that we're going into the game with. Yeah,
and then practice the shape. I mean, Wolves play this way all the time, so it's no. I think the personnel are different through. I mean, Bowley being suspended, etc. But this is the shape they normally play with us. It's slightly different, so we don't normally play for it at the back and the two wing backs. And so as I said, we would had to work on that.
From Jorginho, easily picked up by Jota. Traore.
You know, looking at that there, Tomori as well, I just think that the reason he's played on the left-hand side is to cover Alonso. Tomori's got an abundance of pace, and I think one-on-one he could actually match up with Traore. So if it goes past Alonso, you've also got that safety net there of him being there with his pace, and I think that's the main reason Tomori's on there backing him up.
Against Abraham. Midway point of the first half. Not much to report so far. Best header from Tomori, picked up by Jimenez. Williams got it back for Chelsea.
Some of our passing forward has been awful. I mean, Jorginho's been guilty of giving the ball away twice. Willian on that occasion, just sloppy play. Got to be more vigilant with the passing. That was beginning possession right back to Wolves.
Diogo Jota. First to the loose ball. In action in both of Italy's games over the break, Jorginho scored a penalty against Armenia. It's also without Emerson today because of an injury he got on Italy duty.
Yeah, very early on as well, wasn't it? I mean, seconds into the game he pulled a hamstring, but I gather that it's not too serious, but more of a precaution. But again, I think he started the season quite well, Emerson, on that left-hand side.
And Jorginho. Abraham maybe wasn't anticipating that to reach him from Kovacic.
Well, so one decent ball has actually been played forward and actually hit the man it was intended to, and he didn't concentrate. I think Wolves are there for the taking today. I'm looking at Wolves and I'm thinking they look disjointed. They don't look as though, even though, as I said, the shape's the same, they don't look as though they're playing with the same intensity. And I think today they're there for the taking if we can get it right. But sloppy balls in the final third are killing us at the moment.
Has got the feel of a game being played just after the international break at the moment. A little bit flat. Abraham, cushioned header looking for Jorginho. Up by Kovacic under pressure from Jimenez. Just running into traffic. That did well to regain possession. tangled up in Vallejo's legs. Good play from Vallejo.
Yeah, he's done well, Vallejo there. I mean, Mason Mount got a chance of getting it back now, but did well the defender.
So floating one into Ward Mount. Swept up comfortably by Saiz though.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst little ball in, but obviously in there should be Tammy Abraham, but obviously Mason Mount on this occasion, but Saiz nice and relaxed, got it back to Rui Patricio, but that final ball probably sums up the game at the moment. Not hitting the targets.
Here's Azpilicueta. Made his Chelsea debut against Wolves back in 2012 in that 6-0 League Cup win at the Bridge. Put in Tony Rudiger. Here's Willian crossing from deep. Get it past the first man. And there's a look to bring it clear. It's really poor from him though. Kovacic allowed to get it, and the impressive Vallejo coming to the rescue.
Well, I think 6 months ago he'd have had two options there, Ruben Neves, to play it forward or someone out wide, but he didn't have either. And he waited and waited and waited, and Chelsea closed him down. And that's the difference between Wolves today and maybe of a few months ago. I just think they lost that impetus a little bit, and at the moment, as I said, struggling to find their true shape.
Working the channels, trying to get on the end of that Rudiger pass. So he's defended it well.
He's working off scraps though, isn't he, Tammy? I mean, he's not getting his foot on the ball. The ball's up to him poor there. He's chasing a lost cause and losing that battle. And as I said, I think he can cause a lot of problems up there with his physicality if we get the balls right to him.
Virginia. There's Kovacic. Switching it for Azpilicueta. Really trying to shake off Saiz here. What can Alonso do? Leave it square to Kovacic.
Look at this out of possession, Matt. They work so hard on their shape, though, Wolves. I mean, they're really good. They're really vigilant with their defensive areas. Got a chance here, though.
Willian, there's a foul on Azpilicueta. Play going on. Willian should have done better.
Yeah, I think the referee's going to have a word with the defender there because he definitely caught him. But Willian creates half a yard for himself here on his favoured right foot. You've got to think he's got it at the target and test Rui Patricio. And but unfortunately, he blazes it high, wide, and handsome. I mean, that's definitely a free kick all day long. But the referee does well. Waves play on, but that's a poor finish.
Still feeling his way back to fitness after an injury in the Copa America is Willian.
Yeah, and his game time has been limited, hasn't it? He's played a few cameo games, but nothing really. This 90 minutes are doing the world of good. But as I said, he's going to be our spark this year. He's going to be our go-to man, and we need to get him on the ball as we did there.
I'm hoping this will carry. Just about. Jimenez wasn't shy about putting his boot up high.
I think Tony Rudiger had a little word in his ear there as well, to making sure he didn't make contact with Kepa.
Mount, bit of space just for a moment. Now he's being closed down. Pushed it out to Azpilicueta. Low in first time from him. Another Chelsea corner.
Yeah, great ball initially from Kovacic to see Mason Mount in a load of space. Then he goes at the back four, plays a sensible ball out to Azpilicueta, who's just looking to thread it in behind the defenders there. Again, Wolves do their job and get it off for a corner. But again, better play and better pass.
Rudiger a likely target again, maybe here.
Well, without Bowley, who's their main defender from set pieces, yeah, we must have a chance of exploiting him in the air. But a little short one here. See if we can get the second ball.
Off the training ground, this. Needed a better touch from Mount, though. Break for a shot here.
Oh,
a good way out. Oh, my goodness me! That is extraordinary from Fikayo Tomori. What a way to score your first Chelsea goal. He might never get a better one. Half an hour of a very dull game has just been illuminated by 21-year-old centre-half Fikayo Tomori, who's just scored a goal he could barely have dreamed possible.
I'm absolutely lost for words. I mean, he had no right to score from that, but that is a quality strike. He doesn't try to belt it, he really just places it and phases it into that far corner. Rui Patricio's initial movements are to the other side of the goal, and he can't get back, such is the bend on the strike, into that top corner. And from nowhere, Chelsea find themselves a goal up. Absolutely magnificent strike from Tomori.
Well, anybody would have been proud of that, but for a central defender,
well, I think
score your first Premier League goal in those circumstances.
There's a gentleman stood on the bench as manager, would be. He'd done that for many, many years, but that was unbelievable quality. As I said, no right to strike it from that distance, but such was the quality. Took it past Rui Patricio. The first time he's had to move his feet today, didn't do it well enough, ends up in the back of the net.
Well, the first thought that came to my head was our friend and colleague Jason Cundy. That goal years ago at Portman Road. Difference is, I think Fikayo meant that.
Oh, that won't get back, Matt. But no, listen, what a way to open your account. And this young man, as I said, impressive against Sheffield United. Coming today, hasn't been fazed by it. And that's a great way to open your account, as I said.
Well, we needed something to kick this game into life. My goodness me. A rare moment of quality in the first half.
I think it's the first strike on target, isn't it? I mean, it's, as I said, neither keeper's been tested, and but what a strike.
Now then, if Chelsea can do what they haven't managed to yet this season and keep a clean sheet, they'll leave here with the points. Awful long way to go, though. Wolves will surely have to improve in the final hour of this match. Shoot is the cry when Fikayo Tomori gets the ball. He's played it into Mount.
Oh, what
instead.
a touch!
Was there a touch on Mount there? It doesn't matter. It's 2-0. It's Tammy again. And he has equalled that record. 3 straight Premier League games in which he scored. Chelsea have got 2 in a couple of minutes. Smiles in the sunshine at Molineux.
Yes, and the crowd are really enjoying this now. The Chelsea people that have made the trek up to Molineux. And again, for me, it was a penalty anyway, had Tammy not finished it. But look at this run for Fikayo Tomori. Got confidence out of his goal, and he drives at that back four. Plays a great ball. The first touch from Mason Mount is superb, but it falls to Tammy, 6 yards out, and doesn't hesitate and slides it into the net past Rui Patricio. And again, from nowhere, we find ourselves 2-0 up, and it's 2 youth team products that have got the goals. Isn't that lovely?
Well, not only that, Tommy, look at that. Tomori to Mount, and then Abraham. A goal made in the Chelsea academy.
Got a little bit of luck with a ricochet, I've got to say. I think Vallejo can find himself a little bit unlucky there. Falls to Tammy, but he slides it in the back of the net. 2-0. But we found ourselves against Sheffield United up 2-0, and obviously we give 2 goals away. So again, this next 12 minutes, 11 minutes to half-time is going to be crucial to keep that sheet clean.
And then the first minute after half-time too. 10 and a bit to go until the break. Tammy Abraham now has 5 goals already this season. I think that there was some wondering whether he could replicate what he's done in the Championship in the Premier League. that's been an exciting couple of minutes, hasn't it? We earned that after the first half an hour.
And from the excitement of the Tomori goal to a more bread and butter goal from Tammy, but we'll take them whatever way they end up over the line. We'll take them, that's for sure.
This is when you get greedy, isn't it? You're right to mention Sheffield United. So now you think, well, let's get the third before half-time, and then it will be game over.
Yeah, I mean, I think Wolves will be thinking the same as us. You know, don't concede any more. We don't want to concede any, and don't concede any more, because if they go in 3, it is an uphill battle. But going back to Sheffield United, if you're ever going to get any encouragement, it's from that result.
Here's Traore. Home side will feel they must score the next goal in the game. Alonso foul. That looked a little bit generous from the referee's assistant.
Yeah, I agree, but that summed up Adama Traore. He lost possession of the ball, tried to tow it past. He just falls asleep on it. Look, overhits the touch. Alonso gets the ball off of him, just pushes him over. He does go down a little bit easy, Alonso, but there's certainly contact.
If Traore's brain worked as quickly as his legs, he'd be a world beater.
He's one of them enigmas in football. You look at him and you think that guy can really hurt people, but over 90 minutes, you look at what he actually contributes. I'm not so sure he does what his ability says he should.
You remember your first Chelsea goal, I'm sure?
Oh yes, yeah. It's at home to Birmingham on my 17th birthday, and I come on as sub, and I scored the winner. We won 2-1. So,
wow, you've never had a better present since.
Absolutely right. It's all downhill from there, unfortunately.
So we'll be back doing his day job.
You know, listening to the Wolves fans, I feel a sense of desperation for them. You know, I think that they're expecting better this year. You know, when you have such a good year like they did last, and they tested the top teams at home, as you rightly analysed earlier, you know, the expectancy today is to give Chelsea a good game and get the 3 points. But as I said, there's just something missing there at the moment, Matt. And I don't know if it is that pre-qualification for the Europa League that's took a bit out of their legs early in the season, but they're certainly not as sharp as they were at the end of last.
What they didn't do last season, and they haven't done much this season, is change the team. And so if they are feeling it and there's not players to come in who are fresh, that really is going to be a problem for them. Doesn't matter to Chelsea though. Abraham looking to keep Cody honest here. Opening up his box of tricks. That's a really good ball. Jota on the turn, couldn't get the shot away. Not sure why he didn't just put his foot through it.
Well, that's Adama Traore in 5 minutes there. He miscontrols one, loses his concentration and makes a run like Pele would. Goes at the back 4, plays a great little ball, and the pace of the ball was superb. I thought the striker should have hit it first time. He didn't, decided to have a touch, and the defender come off. So I think it's Andreas Christensen come around and sniffed the chance away. But that's what Adama Traore can do when he runs at you in that final third. But he doesn't do it well enough, often enough.
Saiz. Wolves may be fearful of what their manager's going to say to them in 6 minutes' time, trying to end the half strongly. Got the feeling he's not the man to get on the wrong side of. There's Jimenez. Christensen over to the far side. Traore again.
Really good play. There's again frustration from the Wolves fans there. I mean, they had the ball on the right hand side. Adama Traore had the ball, had a chance to go forward, played it back to the centre half. Vallejo, who played it backwards, and they've lost possession in a vital area. Now looks like to give possession away to Chelsea, and Chelsea's got a chance of clearing it.
Coutinho. Shot quickly back up on his feet, having not got the free kick he was looking for. Johnny managing to get his cross in. Oh, he got his head to it. Mount did likewise. Oh, clever from Kovacic.
Oh, fantastic. What a touch that is.
Chelsea playing their way out of trouble with style. And now Willian, knock and run. He's done brilliantly. Got away from Cody second time round, hit the cross in first time. It's up into the air off Neves' boot. Alejo got his head to it. Chelsea keeping the pressure on. Jorginho looking deep. Alejo again met it in the air, only as far as Alonso though. Back in from him to Abraham! 3-0. Tammy at the double again. This is quite incredible stuff from the Chelsea number 9. What a start to the season for him. What a first half for the Blues at Molineux. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Chelsea 3.
Well, after half an hour, defy anyone to say we'd be 3-0 up in another 10 minutes. But it's been unbelievable play from Chelsea. It started on the edge of our box. Jorginho and Kovacic, 2 great flicks to get us out of a bit of trouble as they were closing us down. This is a magnificent ball in from Alonso. And good forward play from Tammy Abraham. Gets in front of the defender, but he's still got plenty to do. Great powerful header into an area which Rui Patricio can't get to. And we find ourselves 3-0 up. Fantastic forward play. I said earlier, Matt, you know, you give him the supply in them sort of areas, he will hurt defenders. And he's proven that in his last 5 minutes.
Perfect cross from Alonso. And Abraham just guided it beyond Patricio.
Have to also pick out Willian for his run from the halfway line. He knocked it past Connor Cody, got on the end of it, played the initial ball in, which they cleared. But that's what Willian's about as well. I said earlier, he's got to pick the mantle up of the gentleman who's left us in the summer, Mr. Eden Hazard, and he did that on that occasion. And as I said, it ended up in a goal for Chelsea.
On Tammy, 3rd game in a row, he scored 2 goals in a Premier League match. This one's still got a half to go. He's scoring all sorts of goals as well. That one from outside the box at Norwich, a header there, you know, fox in the box type finishes. Yeah,
look, Tammy's been a great finisher throughout his youth team careers, and he's gone out to on loan and done exactly the same thing. I mean, I think there was a few penalties as well where he got for Villa last year, but you know, the amount of goals he scores, and you said he's getting them all areas, but if you put the ball in the right area for Tammy, he's got the physical attributes to go and win headers like he did there, and he outmuscled Connor Cody. Cody made a great run across him, but he couldn't get near him, the centre-back, such was the physicality.
Sliced out for a throw by Tomori.
He could do what he likes now after that goal. It doesn't really matter what he does from the rest of the 48 minutes left.
Well, if I were a Wolves player out there, I would be quaking in my neon yellow boots at the thought of what my boss was about to say to me, because it's been a very, very tepid performance from the home side, regardless of how good Chelsea have been in the last 15 minutes.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been lacklustre. You expect they're at home. You expect them to take the game to Chelsea. Chelsea away from home aren't playing with great confidence. As picked out the Norwich game, you know, Norwich give themselves a chance of beating Chelsea in the day. And Wolves must have come in this full of confidence, but they certainly haven't portrayed that in their performance.
Nicely brought down by Kovacic. Looks like a player at the top of his game at the moment. Quite a Mount wanted it played early. No need for Chelsea to force it now. Put the curse on Kovacic there.
Which is exactly what he did, yeah. Played a ball that he didn't need to. There are a lot of kids out there today, Matt. If Fikayo Tomori on the ball now, you know, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham. We just need this bit of game management now. We need to see this out. I know it's 3-0, and I know obviously this point should be ours, but let's just see the half out and regroup and see what happens in the second half. It's because the job's done if we get it right.
Jimenez. Chelsea do have experience in the likes of Pedro and Giroud on the bench. I wouldn't be surprised to see one or both of them at some stage in the second half. He was looking for a goal back to give them a glimmer here just before the whistle blows to end the first 45. Shota running into Kovacic, picked up by Mount.
Brilliant play. Fantastic play from Mason Mount. Great awareness of where people were. Just over it to pass. Unfortunately, the final pass was poor, but wriggled his way out of a real tight situation there. Great feat.
Come off the bench in both England games. Routine win against Bulgaria and then a bonkers game against Kosovo.
A shootout against Kosovo, yeah.
Dendoncker. This is Dendoncker rather. Here's Traore. Got past Alonso that time. Got to the byline too. Stood up a decent cross for Jimenez. His first sight of goal. But still, Kepa yet to be asked to make a save.
Yeah, again, it's good play down the right-hand side. This occasion, the final ball's very good. He skips past him there, goes inside Kovacic and dinks a great ball almost to the penalty spot, aiming at the penalty spot. He just goes above Raul Jimenez there and he can't get above it and to steer it onto the target. Just reaches for it there and over the bar it goes. I think we've seen all sides of this man in the first 45 minutes. The good, the bad and the ugly.
Sure, Nuno will be tempted to make some changes in terms of personnel and maybe formation at half-time.
Well, I don't think he likes to change shape too much. As you said, this is a regular shape for them. The personnel just aren't doing the job. Moutinho's not gotten the ball. Ruben Neves, I'm a big fan of his, hasn't really got himself involved in the game at all. And albeit after half an hour, it was a game that both sides were negating each other. But 3 great goals from Chelsea, and the half's a totally different half.
2 for Tammy again for Kayo Tomori, opening his account. Chelsea with a smash and grab on Wolves. They scored 3 times in 10 minutes, and it means that at the break at Molineux, the score is Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Chelsea 3. Well, Chelsea making a change at the start of the second half here. As you can see, Kurt Zouma is getting ready to come on, having been a regular in the team for the first part of the season. And he is going to go into the middle of the back 3 by the looks of things. We saw Patrick Catrona going through a long old warm-up as well for Wolves, just waiting to see whether he's going to come on. Indeed he is.
It looks like Tony Rudiger has gone off. Obviously it's his first game back from injury, and obviously at 3-0 maybe he's feeling it a little bit and decided to go off and make sure it doesn't get any worse. But disappointing, because the back 3 looks settled and looks as though they were doing the job well. But Kurt Zouma been playing regularly, so no mean replacement.
Dendoncker is the player who's given way, so Catrone can come on. So that might mean a change in formation. So Tony Rudiger has got through 45 minutes on his return from injury. As you say, Tommy, you hope that it's the manager saying we don't need you in the second half, so the rest will do you more good than the minutes will.
You hope it's precautionary as opposed to it's another niggling injury, because we don't need it. We made the point in the first half about the amount of games coming up now. The Champions League starts this week. He's an important addition to that back 4, so as I said, hopefully it's just a precaution.
Kepa's got a touch of the ball. Didn't really get one in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Catrone has to change the game around for Wolves. I mean, the first half, Dendoncker was very quiet and didn't really get himself involved in the game, didn't impose himself in that position. So Catrone will give more forward options, but it's forward options they certainly need in the second half.
So Jota may be dropping back just behind, and Catrone and Jimenez is the 2 up front.
Yeah, I mean, Jota, I mean, again, he's a guy, again, it's Traore getting to the far. He gets that byline so many times, but today I have to say, I think 60-70% of his crosses have been on the mark, and they've not had any bodies in there to finish them off. And Willian goes over there looking for a free kick, wasn't given, complaining to the referee. You can see the intensity already from Wolves in this second half. They got a couple of balls into the box, a couple of challenges. Either got right at them at half-time and to try and get them back to the pace of the game.
I'm sure both managers will have said the name Sheffield United in their half-time team talk as well. Brilliant.
Again, Williams appealing. He's looking at the referee. He's backing into the defender there, and the defender's just standing his ground. And William, you can see having a word with him now, saying, listen, that's a free kick. But referee had a great view, literally a yard away.
Jorginho is penalised instead for that on Diogo Jota. Coutinho will take this. 117 caps for Portugal. Only Ronaldo and Figo have got more.
Talking about elite players there, elite Portuguese players there, that's for sure in Figo. And again, that's a shot from Wolves. They're intent in this second half. Opening 2 minutes is there, plain to see for everybody. The shot there gets deflected. I'm not sure what Chelsea defender gets involved in it, but looks like it's Tammy Abraham, was it?
It was, yeah, flicked out. The Wolves' first corner of the game. Position where Neves loves to have a go at goal. Trying to search out his first for Wolves in the Premier League. Work short. Coutinho then hit it at Kovacic, and their first corner is followed immediately by the second. Coutinho to take again. Abraham back defending. Didn't reach Coutinho. Kovacic made sure of that. Traore. Hit it against Zuma.
Yeah, as I said, the intensity's there in the second half. The managers obviously got into them. The crowd are actually getting into it. There's a few challenges there that the crowd have got up for, and you can see they're trying to get back in this game sooner rather than later. But Chelsea defending well. Kovacic on a couple of occasions there, just sniffing out the opportunities.
Coutinho. Plenty of the ball in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Good header from Christensen. Break on maybe. Abraham waiting for the touch from Vallejo.
He's done well there, Tammy. Again, he looks to the side of him. He sees Vallejo coming in and just gets his body in the way there as he's trying to protect the ball. Good forward play.
Trying to stay onside here. Oh, he hasn't managed it.
No, just made his run too straight. If he bends that, I mean, it's a much better run, and I think he could stay onside, but just over anxious to get into them spaces and just mistimed his run. I think also give credit to Fikayo Tomori, because he actually saw the run. He saw it was a bad run, just stopped his run accordingly and drifted that half a yard offside.
They're asking Abraham to chase.
Oh, he's bought one there, Saïs. I mean, there's very little contact from Tammy Abraham. He knew not to make contact there because he was going to go over, and the slightest of touches. Here's the fireball now, go on the ball, and if one man's going to change this game around, you might think, as whiz-bang as he is, that he might be the sort of guy that's going to get him back in.
Kovacic. On his run, Mount fed it down the line for him. Abraham's in the penalty area. Jorginho over the top. Mount managed to keep it in. Tony Rudiger all smiles and on the bench, which I guess is a good sign. He's not having treatment anywhere.
No, looks as though he's not in any pain, which is good news. As I said, hopefully it's just a precaution. But he's had a good 45 minutes under his belt at a good level. Obviously, he's played 2 PL2 games as well recently, so he should be up to match speed. But as I said, with games coming up thick and fast, and precautionary, keep him out. And Kurt Zouma said coming in, he's played a lot this year, no problem.
Here's Zouma. Very distinctive body shape when he's got the ball. Jimenez.
Oh, poor first touch. Lucky boy.
Can't find the pass, good block, Christensen. Alonso versus Traore again. And Traore beat himself.
Doing a good impression of Torval and Dean there, Traore, but again it was one-on-one if he'd have kept his feet there.
Willian down the line for Mount. Looking for Abraham in the middle. Good header away. They are the best of pals, those two, and so often their first thought when one gets the ball is to try and find the other. Jimenez. Martinho pirouetting away from Willian. Diogo Jota. Patient from Wolves, but they need a goal. Picked on by Cutrone into the gloves of Kepa.
Yeah, they do need a goal, but they lack bodies in the box and lacked a real presence in the box there. It was a half-hearted cross. I know it got deflected in the air, but there's only 2 bodies in there for Wolves. They've got to get more bodies in there, got to get a better quality and perhaps a little bit more pace on the ball if they can. But at the moment, Chelsea weathering the storm. It's 9 minutes into the second half, no real dangers in that final third, but you can see the intensity's back in Wolves' game.
In their Europa League group stage campaign on Thursday. Braga here is their first game. Here's Abraham looking for his hat-trick. Tammy Abraham!
Oh, what a goal.
You just never doubted it. As soon as he got in the position, with the confidence that he's got, the quality that he's shown, it seems certain that for the 4th time today, Rui Patricio will be picking the ball out of his net. A first Chelsea hat-trick for Tammy Abraham. It's his day at Molineux.
Well, the first ball he got down the side, if you remember, they booed him because of his Aston Villa connection, but he's really given it to him in style. This is a fantastic ball in, but he's still got plenty to do. But he just stops Conor Coady here, then he goes again. Coady can't move his feet quick enough. He's still got plenty to do because the angle favours Rui Patricio. But he sells a dummy here to Conor Coady and fizzes it into that far corner. And even the goalkeeper of Rui Patricio's quality can't get anywhere near it. That's as good a hat-trick as you'll see.
He's been beating up Coady all afternoon. Look at that, away. See ya, not an easy finish from that position by any means, against a top-class goalkeeper too. Well, he had that record in his sights today of scoring in 3 consecutive Premier League games. He scored 7 goals in those games.
No, he's prolific, and as I said, you give him a chance in them areas. And you know, I did make the point early in the game. I think one-on-one with Conor Coady, if you could get that match up, Tammy was going to really win that battle, and he's done it in style today.
Matt Doherty has come on for Wolves in the aftermath of that goal. Martinho. And there's Doherty. Got a corner here, Wolves.
I must admit I was surprised to see Doherty not in the starting lineup. If he's not injured, and obviously he's not because he's on the bench, for me he's been very effective on that right-hand side, and surprised to see Adama Traore start in front of him there.
Coutinho again on corner duty. Doherty has had a minor knee problem, which might be the reason he didn't start the game. It's right across. Kepa got something on that, I think. And Coutinho. And Jimenez into the side netting.
I think it's Johnny down the left-hand side, fizzes this ball across. Our Wolves striker's not got on the end of this is a miracle. I mean, it's a great ball, can do no more. Creates half a yard and fizzes that ball in, and it is a Wolves touch at the final. It's a substitute. Cutrone got in there. I wasn't sure who it was, but certainly there was plenty of Wolves bodies in there who couldn't get that final touch to steer it into the net.
Here's Mount. Abraham, who for the moment is the top scorer in the Premier League with 7 goals, one ahead of Aguero, who might fancy filling his boots at Norwich in the late kick-off.
Yeah.
But for the moment, Tony's out on his own. And here Wolves have got a free kick.
I think William was on the end of a few challenges early in the second half, which he felt were free kicks, and on that occasion, I think Cutrone just, again, it's a battle of arms and legs there, and they're entwined, but eventually the decision goes Cutrone's way.
Coutinho is going to take the free kick. Playing for pride, surely now, Wolves. Chelsea will be desperate to keep the sheet clean. Teaser of the ball. Abraham doing it all today. Out to Neves, that's not his best work.
No, it's not. And as I said, normally he's much better. His technique's much better than that Ruben Neves. You expect him to hit the target. But I say in midfield, I think he'd be disappointed with all of them. Moutinho's not been on the ball enough. Then Donker's obviously gone off, and Neves himself hasn't imposed himself. It's been a very disappointing performance from that midfield area for Wolves.
Decision's gone against Abraham there. Doherty has replaced Traore, by the way. And he's given away a free kick.
Yeah, Alonso's tried that a few times in the first half against Traore on the left side, and I don't think there's a lot of contact here. It's the slightest contact from Doherty. We saw it just now. Tammy Abraham gave a free kick away, which wasn't a free kick in that left position, and the linesmen are too quick to put their flags up there.
Hour gone, Chelsea 4-0 up. His job's not done yet. One-man wall for Moutinho to negotiate here. Did that easily enough. Another really good ball. Danger's not passed yet. As for handball, nothing doing. More from supporters than players, which is always telling.
Chance of a break, but again, misplaced pass. I mean, if Wolves keep pushing forward like this, then they have to. I don't think the crowd will allow them to do anything else. They want to get something out of this game, if it's a goal or two, to give some respect, but it might be the opportunity for Chelsea to go forward and get even more goals.
Jorginho. Penalised. Hasn't been a yellow card yet in the game. It has now. Seems a little bit harsh from Graham Scott.
Yeah, I think he lost possession. I think there was an element of frustration there from Tammy, and he comes back as he's going through. And there's contact there, but I don't think, as you say, it's malicious and worthy of a yellow card. The other thing is, I think Jota knew he was coming back and bought it a little bit, but see if Moutinho can test us here.
A set-piece opportunity for the vastly experienced Portuguese, trying to help get his team back in the game. A decent ball, but Christensen was the first head that met it. Even a goal back now wouldn't give them much hope. Maybe more about restoring some pride than anything else for Wolves.
Yeah, there'd have to be better balls in the box than that from Moutinho. I think it's a short corner that didn't work, didn't drag anyone out of any spaces for Chelsea and tried to eat into the near post, well defended. And as I said, they've got to be better quality to test the back four than that.
Alonso doing well. I'm trying to help it on. Very difficult one for Mount to control, and did well actually to win Chelsea thrown in that situation.
Yeah, he did. I didn't think Sammy needed to flick that there. I think it was I've scored 3 goals and I'm going to have a little bit of a showcase in here, but he did give Mason a lot of opportunity there to control it. I think that's how excited the Wolves fans are. They're flying aeroplanes onto the pitch. A yellow card. I think that's more cynical than what Tammy just did there, and I think Christensen guilty of losing the tackle and just bringing the forward down there.
Like the Wolves supporter still making some noise. Their effort not been replicated by their team. Quality at least. Are we at the stage where you start to think about Tuesday night in Valencia and make a few subs, or is it more important to win this game emphatically and not concede if possible?
Well, I think we are winning it emphatically, and we will win it emphatically, but I do think you're looking at Tuesday night in particular, because Valencia is going to be a tough test. Trust me, the first game in the Champions League, and it's going to be probably the hardest of the group. So you know, we have to make sure we look after each other, especially with international break. You don't know what fatigue they've got from that. So Frank will be looking at it and looking at his bodies. Obviously, he's made one enforced change with Tony Rudiger going off, so he only has 2 options now. But I'm sure he'll be looking at it, yeah.
Barkley, Pedro, Giroud, Pulisic and Batshuayi are the options. All of those, bar Pedro, were away with their countries over the break, so it tells you the kind of quality that Chelsea do have in reserve if he chooses to call on his subs. You see Giroud there going for a warm-up.
Yeah, it was very difficult there, but Frank was saying to someone, you've hurt your ankle, so I don't know which one of the forwards that was, but you saw Giroud get up immediately and go for a stretch.
Here's Mount. Can he get on the end of this? He's round the goalkeeper, Mason Mount. Oh, it should have been 5. The angle was against him in fairness, but given his start to the season, he would have expected to make the net bulge.
Well, first of all, what a great little ball this is round the outside from Jorginho. I think Rui Patricio's favourite here, but he's slow off his line. Mason Mount skips past him here. I think even though the angle is against him, you would expect Mason Mount to hit the target here and finish this off. But he just misses that near post and it's the side netting. I think Rui Patricio there summed up the way these teams have played today. He was very slow off the mark. I think he was favourite to get that, but Mason Mount made it his.
How about this statistic, Tommy, that we saw at half-time, that every Chelsea goal in the Premier League this season has been scored by an academy product?
I think, yeah, I mean, I was amazed at the stat, and whoever dragged that out, it's a great stat, because, you know, for years we've been looking at our youth team winning FA Youth Cups and nobody's been coming through the system and playing in the first team. It's now happening, and Frank and Jody have picked that mantle up, give people opportunities, and they're taking them, and as you said, it's a great stat. Who is it now? 10 goals, is it? 10 goals, all scored by youth team products. Fantastic.
Already more minutes this season to English players 21 or younger than any of the previous 14 in the Premier League. And they're showing that they are good enough, and that's always been Frank Lampard's point. It's no good just being young. You've got to be able to mix it at this level. Here's Mount. 3/4 of the way through this game. Wolves might settle for it if the referee blew his whistle for the final time now. Certainly Chelsea would.
I don't think this year, we've proven that we can score goals. That's not a doubt. Clean sheets is now what you want, and we've done the job. 4-0 reflects our superiority, certainly in that final third, with chances we've created after half an hour. And now you want to see that clean sheet come, and it will be the complete afternoon.
Chance here though, and it's into the side net from Cutrone. He says there was a touch from a Chelsea man.
Yeah, again, it was a good move. I mean, he collects the ball here. It's a good first touch, gets it out of his feet, strikes it with his left foot there, but no chance of beating. Well, there was a deflection. I mean, Kurt Zouma just got across there.
Goals in his last 27 club games for Cutrone. He had a real hot streak at AC Milan prior to that. And from the other side. Swinger from Moutinho this time. Another great delivery. Kepa can't hold on, and it is 4-1. Saiss in there claiming it. And Wolves, well, is it a consolation or is it the start of an unlikely comeback?
Yeah, well, 20 minutes in, as I said, clean sheet's crucial, and I think Kepa has got to be disappointed here. I know there's a lot of bodies in front of him, but he sees it clearly. I think he's got to save that. Unfortunately, it looks like it comes off Tammy. Maybe it's coming out of the goal. I'm not quite sure if this will be an own goal, but it hits Tammy on the arm and goes in the goal. But I think Kepa's got to do better there.
Chelsea making a change. Meanwhile, Kovacic is being replaced, and Ross Barkley is coming on in his place. He'll go on for his 200th career league appearance, having started both the England games. Jimenez this afternoon is over too, and Morgan Gibbs-White, who set up a goal here on his first Premier League start against Chelsea last season, England under-21 international. He's on.
Yeah, very impressive last year. He's, again, only cameo performances, but liked what I saw with him. Again, a youth team product from Wolves. Always good to see the youth team boys coming through.
Change of mindset now for Chelsea. Now that goal's gone in, and just about not conceding anymore rather than trying to keep scoring.
Yeah, it's the same old cliches, Matt. You know, game management, all the sort of stuff you throw out when you're 4-1 up with 20 minutes to go. But you don't want to give them another goal and give them that sort of help. The crowd are just slightly getting back into it with a little bit of hope with that goal that we've conceded. But let's just see this out, see it the right way, be professional and not give them any opportunities.
Zouma. No foul there on Tomori. Doherty's continued his run. Here he is, Alonso collides with him. Graham Scott emphatically says no penalty.
Totally agree. Doherty's looking for contact the whole way. Instead of having a strike, he's just waiting for Alonso to make contact with him. He waits too long, he just falls over, loses his balance. For me, that's a fantastic decision from the assistant and from the referee. But I have to say, this might go to VAR because obviously they're going to look at this closer than that. But I don't think Alonso makes any contact here. I think he goes over far too easy. That, for me, is the correct decision.
Chris Kavanagh is the man watching this game in Stockley Park. I'll wait and see what he thought of it. He thought no penalty.
He agreed with us.
Barkley.
A lot of debate again this week, Matt, about VAR and where it sits in the system still and the mistakes they've made. And, you know, just sometimes I think we over-elaborate things. I think that was a situation where the referee made the right decision. Everyone could see it clearly, but so they have to check it, I know, for the rules. But, you know, I just think sometimes we're overcomplicated. The game's a simple game. You know, people make mistakes, players make mistakes, and officials will do the same. And even when you've got VAR, they're still making 4 or 5 anyway.
Floating one in toward Abraham. He'll try anything today.
But I like that as well. Just look at his reaction. He's not happy. You know, he scored 3 goals and he's still complaining that, you know, maybe my touch should have been better or I should have made a different decision. And I always like that, striving for excellence.
.16 minutes plus stoppages to go. Premier League today, Champions League on Tuesday, Liverpool at the Bridge Sunday next week, and then Grimsby in the League Cup.
I thought you might throw that one in. That was the most exciting of the 4.
There's another game to come in September too, against Brighton. Here's Gibbs White, poor touch, walloped up into the air by Zuma.
Great touch from Mason Mount.
Neves. Barkley bullied. Petrone. And the corner, Doherty already proving maybe more of a handful than Traore in some ways for Marcos Alonso.
Yeah, he's not as elaborate on the ball, Doherty, but he's a good athlete. Will get down the right-hand side like Traore did, but I think he'll give you better quality in the final third.
No prizes for guessing who's taking the corner. Good header away from Zuma. Neves. Allowed to dwell on it by Willian. And someone's caught the referee's attention here.
So Tammy Abraham's gone down. Hopefully it looks like it's cramp as opposed to a pulled muscle. But let's see what the Wolves fans think of that.
Olivier Giroud ready and waiting if needed. No point in taking any risks. He's already got the match ball, Tammy. It's going to be Michy Batshuayi instead, who will come on just like he did against Sheffield United.
It's interesting that Frank's made that choice twice now, isn't it? Putting Michy on. I think maybe the mobility of Michy is something that he wants. And obviously with Wolves pressing forward, trying to get goals, maybe that pacing behind is going to be a help. But this young man has had a magnificent afternoon's work. I mean, 3 great goals, 3 great finishes, and he'll be very happy with his afternoon's achievements.
Batshuayi did score twice for Belgium over the break, but it was against San Marino. And this is how Abraham got hurt, just on the landing. And it doesn't look like there's an immediate amount of concern around him, but that is more worrying than it just being cramp, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't see any twist there. I just think as he's jumped, maybe, as I said, it's just a bit of cramp kicked in there, but maybe, I hope it's just that and not a pull.
Here's Vallejo. Ball from Gibbs White. Ross Barkley certainly thought so, and he was the closest person to it.
Well, the referee was about a foot away, so he saw it clearly, but instead Ross is having a word for him. But how didn't you see that? But fortunately, Gibbs White gave the ball away anyway. Here's the Tammy Abraham one again. I'm just looking at the way. Oh no, this is the goal. This is Sace's goal. Yeah, it's hit Tammy on the arm when it's coming out. I think that could be a Tammy Abraham own goal, that, Matt.
Barkley. Well, he'll be lucky if he doesn't get a booking for that, I think, Saiz. Wound up in the ball away afterwards too. Points is being made to the referee about that. He was going to dig into his pocket. Took the Wolves defender.
Well, if they're not frustrated enough already, then they should be with that. I mean, that's a needless booking there. It's just a sense of frustration. Yes, it was a foul. Williams done great, backed into him, but there's no need to kick the ball at him like he did there. See, Williams having a stretch over there as well, Matt. I mean, I don't know whether he's got a bit of cramp because he hasn't had a lot of game time either.
Mount with the free kick. Oh, it's a great header too from Kurt Zouma. Just over the bar.
Yeah, Kurt's saying Rui Patricio got a touch on it. It looks like it was going over anyway, but as you said, he's got plenty of power behind this. And the keeper stretched up, but no, for me, good decision, goal kick. But again, that's what Mason Mount gives you. The quality of ball in the box was superb there, and give the opportunity for him to challenge there, and unfortunately couldn't get the accuracy right.
Christensen. Great hold-up play from Mount. Barkley, third man running here.
Now, for a slight guy, does that really well, Mason Mount. You naturally assume Tammy Abraham, 6'3" striker, would back into defenders and do that. But Mason Mount's not the biggest, but he really used his body well and really guided that ball forward there. Here he is again now.
Hoping to sniff out a goal late on here. ball against Willian. Chelsea in behind again here. Azpilicueta. Oh, any sort of touch from Batshuayi. It would have been a goal. Probably should have been a goal.
I'm not sure he's picked the right ball out here, Azpilicueta. It's a great little ball from Willian. He's looking for options. Batshuayi just holds his run there a little bit. As he makes that run and commits to getting to the 6-yard box, it's a tap-in because he held the run. Initially, Azpilicueta saw him going in there, then he stopped, and that was the problem.
This corner of the second half for Chelsea. Deep one from Mount. So he's got his head to it. Willian really is struggling now by the looks of things. Chelsea made all their subs though.
Pass like that from Wolves, he can play on one leg at the moment. He's just put him out on that right hand side and let him just be a body because, as you said, he really is struggling with cramp at this stage.
Barkley away from Neves.
Great run.
Carried on his run and got it back from Mount. Batshuayi's in the middle. Michy Batshuayi straight at Patricio, who saved it more by luck than judgment.
Yeah, you made the point earlier, he's desperate to get on the score sheet, as all strikers are when you're 4-1 up, and he had an opportunity there. Patricio did really well, tried to get the rebound, but Patricio just got up in front of him.
Shota. Just over 5 minutes plus stoppages left. Doherty in behind here. Good save, Kepa. Rebounds in though. And Cutrone does have his first Wolves goal. 4-2.
Yeah, again the runner Doherty gets in behind Alonso here. It's a great strike, initially well saved by Kepa, but Cutrone following like all strikers should do and taps in as an easy rebound, and all of a sudden with 6 minutes to go we find ourselves 4-2, and might be a nervy last 6 minutes for us.
Scruffy goal.
Well, this is a great ball initially. First touch is superb, gives him the opportunity. It's a good strike on goal. Again, Kepa a little bit unlucky, but it falls to the striker, and it's a simple tap-in.
It is being checked, as all goals are.
Well,
Marcus Alonso had his arm in the air.
Yeah, he did. I think he felt that Doherty had drifted into an offside position. I'm sure that's what VAR's checking, but apart from that, there didn't look like anybody offside or interfering with play.
Check over, goal given. Martinez. If they're going to go back in the next couple of minutes, it really will be nervy.
Yeah, and you look at that penalty decision where Doherty went down in the box earlier. If that's given, then all of a sudden you are really under pressure, and we've created the problems ourselves. We haven't killed 4-0. You should have killed the game off. We talked about game management. It is an old cliche, but you've got to see the game out. Needs options, Ross Barkley. Oh, he's done really well. What a great goal.
It's magnificent from Barkley. Here's Willian. Anything left in those legs? Plenty in Azpilicueta's. Batshuayi in the middle, Mount edge of the box. He's in between the two of them, and Vallejo was there.
Yeah, it wasn't the best balling, but I have to say, when the ball's in them sort of areas, they can't get out our goal, and he could have picked one of the strikers out, but we still got a throw on that right-hand side. Willian looks as though he's got over that little bit of cramp he just had there.
Getting kicked up in the air is not going to help him much.
Look at the assistant. I mean, the assistant's about, what, 2 or 3 yards away. He must see that challenge from Sace. and doesn't give anything. But fortunately, the referee, he did.
So he's just been booked, remember?
Yeah, it's a naughty little tap in the back of his Achilles there, a real painful one.
Chelsea want to score the last goal of the game. 5-2 feels like a thrashing, whereas 4-2 not so much. What can Mount conjure from this position? Jorginho and Barkley lurking edge of the box. 4 white shirts in it. Batshuayi! Almost fading wide.
Yeah, but again, great pace on the ball, great height for Michy Batshuayi, and a bit like Kurt Zouma earlier, got the header in, but just couldn't steer it onto the target. Oh, it's a poor ball from Alonso.
It's another difficult Chelsea performance to analyse this, isn't it? I mean, we know we're going to see plenty of goals this season.
Well, for half an hour, both teams were desperately poor. There was nothing in the game and nothing to get excited about. Then Tomori gets a worldie goal, which sets us on our way. And then, you know, for 20 minutes, we look superb. We've allowed Wolves back in this game, and they've been very poor on the day. But as you said, it's very hard to analyse what's right and wrong. All I want is 3 points at the end of the day, and we can look at it then. But little things, even like that last free kick, Matt, you know, 2 minutes to go, why not keep possession in the corner? You know, if we'd have scored from it, everyone goes great, but we give possession away, Rui Patricio gets onto it, and there's, again, an incident which could have been given against us. Fortunately, the referee's not given a free kick against Tomori, but we're just putting ourselves, for me, under too much pressure when there's no need for it.
Christensen. We'll see how much time is going to be added on for stoppages. I think there'll probably be at least 4 minutes. Not quite over the line yet. Here's Batshuayi. Willian, support either side. Went to Azpilicueta. Mount waiting for a tap in.
Great defender.
Vallejo denied him it.
Vallejo, great. This is a great ball hit in from Azpilicueta. And Ross Barkley's coming in at the far post looking just to tap it in. Vallejo does really, really well and gets good contact on it.
Meanwhile, at the other end,
yeah, again, and that's just the coming together, and the forward's always going to appeal, but Tomori stands his ground, does really well.
Good delivery from the corner, straight into Rui Patricio's
I don't
hands.
see a reason fitting the ball in the box there, Matt. You know, for me, just play a short corner, keep possession. That's what most teams would do at this stage, but instead we've gone for the glory ball in and give possession away.
Shot up. Stop, second half, referee quick to blow his whistle. 6 minutes of stoppage time was signalled. From Moutinho, straight at Barkley.
For a man with so much quality, that's a disappointing free kick when you give yourself a chance to get him back in the game, but it's a poor ball in.
Looking for Batshuayi. Now is he going to go for the corner flag? Bludgeon his way through. He'll have a shot too, Batshuayi. Endangered the ball boy behind the goal, but didn't dribble the keeper.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had a swipe there with his left foot. I don't mind that. That's gone high and wide into the crowd, but does well initially. He's got no support there, so he has to go on his own.
Again, a Wolves free kick. This time Zouma has conceded it. Gibbs White. Here goes Willian. Mount making a great run far side, spotted by Willian. Mount trying to shift it and find room for a shot.
Yeah, disappointing. First touch of Mason Mount was decent, but then after that it got a little bit too complicated. Tried to cut in on his right foot. Defender did really well. I think the defender got a poke in the eye, by the way, from Mason Mount there, but there's Wolves on the break.
Halfway through stoppage time already. Chelsea's 3 Premier League wins away from home in 2019 had all been against newly promoted clubs before today. Cardiff and Fulham last season, and Norwich this. Hit that from Johnny, straight down the throat to Kappa in the end there.
Yeah, it was, but it's too much space on the edge of the box for him, and he cuts in on his right foot there, and it's a good strike, powerful strike, unfortunately straight at Kepa.
Gets the decision this time.
But I think the key to the season, if you want to watch an entertaining game, go and watch Chelsea, because there'll be plenty going on.
You don't want to have to be scoring 4 goals in every game to win it, but it is quite good fun to watch. Neves. Shota. Key interception from Zuma. How about that from Big Kurt?
Great feat from the big man there. Looks like he'd lost his balance, stumbled over, but eventually got the ball out to Willian.
Plenty forward here for Chelsea, including right winger Kurt Zuma, who's got an awful long way to go home now. Barkley makes sure it doesn't really matter how long it takes him to get there. That's Schwei. And still got the shot away. Could have had a couple of goals in his cameo appearance today.
Yeah, he can. He's always looking to get shots away on the edge of the box. Again, there's limited options for him, so I don't mind him having a strike here. And fortunately, he just misses that target again at the near post.
Here he is again. This time he gives it to Mount. Is he going to get his customary goal? Mason Mount, yes he is. Thank you very much, and good night. 5-2, Mount again.
Magnificent feat from Mason Mount. He goes, he fakes to go out on the outside on his left foot, cuts in on his right. Vallejo, no chance. Bends it in past Rui Patricio. That is job done. And again, it's a youth team product. Amazing stat.
It's a lovely pass from Batshuayi, but he still had plenty to do here, Mount. He's so confident in front of goal, though.
Yeah, he just fakes to go on the outside of Vallejo, then he just cuts in on his right foot there. Great first touch, bends it into that far stick.
It's only his 50th appearance in English club football today. He's rapidly becoming one of the first names on the Chelsea team sheet.
Well, he's been given that confidence by Jody and Franks. They said, listen, go and do your stuff, and he's doing it on a regular basis now, and that was a quality finish. He just passed it past Rui Patricio. Plenty to do, as you said, but did it with style.
Trying to play it cool, those two. Don't think they're fooling anybody. It is a magnificent result for Chelsea, who have blown Wolves away here. They've beaten them by 5-2. Tommy, it feels like a statement victory for Frank Lampard.
Very much so, yeah. Look, we always look as though we can score goals. Obviously conceded 2, which is disappointing, but we looked electric in that final third, and some great goals. Tammy Abraham led the line really, really well, but the opening goal from Tomori was world class, and I'd love to see that again later on, but Tammy with his Abraham will take the plaudits.
Tomori with his first for the club, Abraham with his first Chelsea hat-trick, and Mason Mount right at the end. The kids are all right. Final score, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Chelsea 5.